Here we go. Okay, so very good welcome, a warm welcome to everyone. It is Monday, the 11th of February, 2019. Can you believe it? And I have the honor to do tonight's multi-nation training Zoom for all of you good people who have made the effort to come on the Zoom tonight and to get yourself, your juices flowing and to get yourselves pumped up moving into this next week, helping you towards the goal of where you want to go. So first of all, here we go. So I'm going to share my screen. A little bit of housekeeping. All right. Okay, so you should see, first of all. Okay, so here we go. So a bit of recognition. This is me. And first of all, what we'd like to do is welcome all the newbies who have joined our team in the last week. I'm just going to go through some names. So huge congratulations, guys. So here we go. Jason Solis, sponsored by Kelly Bromley. Justina Kandrutaite, sponsored by Andy Brennan. Frankie Williamson, sponsored by CJ, Colin Carpenter. Stephanie Wills, sponsored by Danny Wells. John Sumter, sponsored by Eleanor Ellis. Chantal Sewer, sponsored by Marie Hills. Tracy Cully, sponsored by Amy West. Paul Russell, sponsored by Michelle Russell. Haley Martin, sponsored by Sharon Fletcher. Rebecca Corbett, sponsored by Sarah Wilkinson. Alban Ford, sponsored by Angela Taylor. Katrine Donnelly, sponsored by Sarah Wilkinson. Abby Mann, sponsored by Eleanor Ellis. Jeremy Priya Lee, sponsored by Bazina Babowska House. Anyway, Ilana Monson, sponsored by Claire Scors. Victoria Jordan, sponsored by Leanne Pallant. Nadika Ilvishka, sponsored by Sienna Masterova. Ian Libbard, sponsored by Lucy Woodward. Debbie Palmer, sponsored by Rachel Fitt. Sarah Finch, sponsored by Rachel Fitt. Rebecca Tomlinson, sponsored by Lizzie Heinrich. Victoria Gray, sponsored by Cassie Franklin. Svetlana Kosifa Piva, sponsored by Sienna Masterova. Victoria Wright, sponsored by Sarah Kenny. Rose Scott, sponsored by Claire Gorman. Jay Modivadia, sponsored by Rebecca Moore. Eve Bonington, sponsored by Rose Scott. Heidi Smith, sponsored by Laura Leggett. Stella Fitzpatrick, sponsored by Fiona McCarthy. Leanne Palmer, sponsored by Jade Brimfield. Carol Voldmudson, sponsored by Jan Louise Parks. Hayley Tranter, sponsored by Tony Hall. Gail Van, sponsored by Tony Hall. Ali Din, sponsored by Tony Hall. Vicky Taylor, sponsored by Tony Hall. Robert Poynton, sponsored by Lizzie Heinrich. Joe Ferris, sponsored by Nikki Marchant. Leslie Winter, sponsored by Jade Brimfield. Holly Coleman, sponsored by Kelly Stevenson. Joy Bryan Smith, sponsored by Emma Carson. And Stephen Bradshaw, sponsored by Sally Bradley. Woo! That is a huge list. That's just in last week, guys. So huge, huge congratulations. Super exciting for all of you newbies. If you're on the Zoom tonight, huge warm welcome. And can't wait to watch all your successes in the future. Okay, so just go through what's happening online. So we have Monday night, your own regions will do the team training on Zoom, followed by the 9 p.m. Zoom by the nations. Tuesday night is our success stories in Hello Future. Wednesday night, 8 p.m. is live DA in Hello Future. Thursdays at 8 p.m. is your 30 days overview, and that's in the 30 days info Facebook group. And Friday, 8 p.m. is our product faves in Hello Future. So the first and third Monday of every month, we have a health coach run support group for people doing the 30 days program. So we already have started. We're 1 week into the new group, and next Monday, a new group will start again. So keep in line with that. Keep watching out for that. So we have the 7-day body cleanse, and this starts every Monday. So we're so grateful for that group as well. Okay, success stories are every Tuesday, like I mentioned. And Discover Arbonne is every Wednesday, always at 8 p.m. in your diary, so you know what time it starts. The Wellness Workshop is every Thursday. And the Discover Arbonne events these are live, so go and find out where they are in your local area, or send people to go and watch them. So training, okay, so just want to say a huge shout out to people who've already in our team earned their district manager bonus pretty much in week 1. So Danny Wells and Laura Leggett, well done, guys. That is incredible. You guys are on fire. So proud of you. And also, I'd like to say, hold on a minute, what do we have here? Woo! Nikki Marchant, she has gone and smashed through level 1 of Punta Cana as well. So amazing. She'll be coming to Dominican Republic with all of us. So thank you. All right, let me come off the stop share. All right, super, super, super. Cool. Okay, so what am I training on today? So there has been a mindset shift camp that's been running now for 4 weeks, and it was a volunteer army. As we all are here on this call, people were basically volunteering to do this mindset shift camp, and it's been absolutely incredible so far. The amount of feedback and the amount of people who are having these mindset shifts. So a set, that's why I called it that, because we are shifting away and moving forward. So I was really kind of like thinking, right, what can I do on Nation Training tonight? Like I was thinking, okay, so we have done a lot on skill sets. You know, everybody here on this call, if you're new as well, you know, your consultant and your leader will show you various ways to do the business on social media, live, one-to-ones. And I feel like we've really got that handled well. Sponsoring is great. So I was speaking to Danny about what to train this weekend. And it's something that today, sorry, and at the weekend, and there's something that we haven't done for a while. And it's really all to do with your mindset shift. And it's to do with visualization, okay? And I kind of become the queen of visualization. So for some of you, this is going to be a training you may have resonate with you. You're already doing this kind of thing. You're already feeling it. And feeling is huge, by the way. And you already are finding things turn up in your life that doesn't seem so strange, okay? Signs, okay? So these are things that you are looking for to give you an evidence to show you're on the right path from the universe. Okay, so we did vision boards at Nation Training this month. So earlier this month, everybody, Caroline and Laura, we all had our vision boards and we all were to cut out pictures to put on our vision boards. So how does this stuff really, really work? Okay, so everybody right here, right now, we talk about you can only think one thought at a time, and you cannot think a happy thought or a sad thought at the same time, okay? Only one thought. So what are you thinking? Because every thought you're thinking in the present tense now becomes your future. All right, so this is why we say you're not the same person that you were when you joined Arbonne. You're not the same person you were 3 months ago, 3 weeks ago, because you are growing all the time. In fact, our cells are aspiring, ascending, okay? And that's where you want to be, in an upward spiral. So we're thinking all the time, 60,000 thoughts a day from the minute we wake up to go to sleep. So what are we thinking? Okay, so when you start to visualize a goal becomes, first of all, it can be so far out there that it's almost like a dream, okay? That it's almost as if you think feels like it's too big, but it's a hairy, scary goal. You must have one of these, because this is the growth that you need to have to take place to achieve that. Now, Arbonne, we know there's 4 levels of leadership in Arbonne. And we also know that the level 3 is the white Mercedes. So that's a physical correspondent to what we are feeling internally. All right, so you can do this, by the way, in any single area in your life. It doesn't just have to be your Arbonne business. It can be many, many things. And having been in Arbonne for 11 years and studied this for a long, long time now, I have got so good. Anything I want, I get. That may sound quite big-headed, but it's not meant to be. My manifestation, because I know exactly what I need to do to achieve what it is I want to achieve. Okay, wouldn't you like to be able to get to understand how this law works as well? So we all know about The Secret, Rhonda Byrne. And if you're new on the Zoom, you've never read the book, watched the film, listened to the audio, do all 3, okay? Because you bring in things in different ways. That's number 1. It's all about the law of attraction. Okay, so we are thinking in the present what we'd like to achieve in the future. Now, the thought is there that we don't see in words, okay? We see in pictures. That's our vision boards. So something in the physical world, but until it happens in the internal world, it's never going to show up on the outside. So what you need to start to do is focus, okay? And that's got to be the feelings you generate about already having achieved the outcome. So even though it hasn't happened yet, your feeling state is to feel like you've already achieved whatever it is you choose to achieve. So I'm going to start on the MVP challenge trip France, okay, that we all achieved, but but I also in my mind achieved it before it actually happened. I had to work with this for a whole year. Now you can achieve something tomorrow. The universe knows no speed, so it can be as quick or as long as it takes. But for me, I knew the MVP challenge trip was a year. Okay, so what they did was from January the 1st, 2018 to December the 31st, 2018, they would give us points. The MVPs got points on promotion in our nation. Okay, so actually in January 2018 and February 2018, as one nation back then, because Danny was still in the McCarthy nation, we didn't even hit our maintenance. I hit 140,000 in January and 140,000 just over in February. So we didn't even achieve our maintenance, okay? Right, so now we're on to March. Now, my mind, okay, so I knew that we were going to do this. I didn't know how. My job is not the how, my job is the why. My job is to stay true to the outcome. I am to trust. If I make a decision, I keep true to that decision, and nothing else about that matters. Nothing that's turning up on the outside is going to influence the inside world that I have created, because I know like I know like I know. And Carol Sutton Houghton always says, like I know, like the sun rises in the morning, the moon rises at night. So what I did was I had to work on that feeling state of achieving the MVP challenge trip. So the first thing I did was get cutouts of pictures all over. So when I was in Maui in 2018, and also as a team of one, by the way, they did this. So they got a little booth and they basically put MVP challenge trip, and they put a little berry in my head, and funny enough, a little French flag, and there was a girl beside me. Sorry, I cut her out, but never mind. And that's the first thing I put by my computer. So I saw it every time I worked, because I was working towards this. Now, this is huge, guys, because I couldn't control if Danny was going to go nation, who here has promoted since in last year. I couldn't control that, but I knew I could control this, what my feeling state to generating having achieved this. I also had things like this. So this was on my vision board, but it was not just on my vision board, it was also on my computer. It was on my mirror in my bathroom. It was in my car. When I pulled down my sunblind, it was there. Okay, so I was seeing it everywhere. Now, seeing is great, and it was in my affirmations. Okay, I'm so happy and grateful now that I've achieved MVP Challenge Trip 2019 now, right? So this is what I did. Okay, now I felt, how would it feel to achieve this? So you can put this in towards your mindset for what it is you want to achieve. What feelings am I going to generate? And it was feelings of, okay, so I au paired in Paris when I was 18, and I can speak a bit of French. So it was this, and I knew I was going in June. So it was the smells, okay? So it was the smells of the French croissants and the coffee, and I could see, and the trees, the Champs-Élysées, it's obviously, it's early summer, and it's hot and it's humid because it's a city. And I saw it, and there was me and Paul getting our photo taken by the Eiffel Tower. I almost went to him proposing, but I thought that might be pushing it. So one step at a time. So him and me at the Eiffel Tower, and feeling elation, like feeling like, oh my God, like I was so proud of having achieved the MVP challenge trip, because all of you, all of us collectively had done incredible last year. And I was stood there, and the sun was beaming on me, and I was hot, and I was a bit smelly because I was wearing Arbonne deodorant as always, so a little bit BO coming up from my armpits. I mean, you want to get descriptive as possible with this stuff, right? Okay. And I was like, and there was Brice, and it was like, and all like this Cecilia Stoll, because I knew she'd earn it, and Peyton was there, I knew she'd earn it, and all these people actually did earn it. Okay, so there's 15 of us. Okay, and I am feeling like, oh, I am flying, gliding, floating. Oh, I put myself in that state as often as I could. I didn't worry about the fact that I didn't even maintain my nation maintenance in January, February 2018. I wasn't bothered. I knew that I was going to achieve this trip. We collectively, if I worked on this, and you know what, 200 times a day. I don't care. Anytime there was a spare thought going in my head, I felt that feeling. I felt it. I felt it. I felt it. Do you know what I'm doing to the universe? I'm telling the universe through my, the universe, I can't talk, okay? The universe can't tell you words, but it can give you signs. And by seeing signs is a way of the universe is talking back to you, okay? So, for example, I took my girls to Paris when I was a single mom, one Christmas for the Christmas markets, and it was I felt quite horrible for myself because I didn't want to be Christmas on my own, and it was the worst time ever. I remember waking up on Christmas morning, the girls were at their dad, and that was not good, having a mom not with your children. So that Christmas though, I'd taken my girls to Paris, and I remember walking the Champs-Elysees and going into the Mercedes-Benz. They have an actual car, like freaking driving, huge building, like in the middle of Champs-Elysees, and there was this big perfume bottle with Mercedes-Benz on it. And it was really expensive, like for me back then, it was like 75 euros. And I was like, really, can I afford this? Now, if you ever think that you can't or can afford something, let me just tell you something. If the thing you want to get is worth more than the money in your wallet, you buy it. What do you want means more and is worth more than the money, you've got to get it. And don't worry about how much it costs. So I bought it. And I thought, in my head, what I'm going to do is every single time I spray this Mercedes-Benz perfume on me, I'm going to imagine that there's another white Mercedes I've got in my team, or it's moving towards. So I did this. Okay, that was in 2014. I bought this perfume bottle. Okay, so now I'm thinking the challenge trip. Now I'm spraying this bottle, thinking about earning the challenge trip. So that was huge every day. So it reminded me, the smell of it reminded me. Okay, the next thing I did was then I was sat at my computer, and now we're talking like summer starting to come into autumn, and I was sat there and this feeling in my gut just went, and I sat there and I went, oh, I've done it. I'm going. Like before I was kind of like giving the universe my feeling state of my signs, but the universe told me. I knew it. I was just like, I'd been having a conversation so long with the universe that the law of attraction has to give you what you ask for, because I was convinced, totally convinced that I was going. But then Danny went into qual. And in fact, my password for a whole year was ENVP. And I put December 2018 exclamation mark, and Danny went NVP. So I was an ENVP in November, not December, but every time I put my password in, I thought of Danny. So you know what, you can do this for other people, not just for you. My whole year password was for Danny. Okay, then I knew it. And then Danny went into qual the next month. Now 68 points, thank you very much, Danny. Well, she got me. And then other people were, like promoting and all of that. And it was incredible. And I was just like, so I then became, you're welcome. Thanks, Danny. I was number 7 on the board, okay? And then that was a huge surge for all of us guys. And then I was number 12. Now, listen to this. Oh, don't worry. Everyone's saying sorry if it didn't. It doesn't matter. Okay, so it does. Okay, let me just tell you the example. So I knew this was happening. Now, Caroline Stalker was big points because she went VP after Danny Wells went nation. So that didn't count to the overall thing. Okay, so now that's fine because I knew it was happening. But funny enough, if I had looked at the points and I had banked on Caroline's points being part of that, I would have like potentially put my hands up and thought I'm not doing it because she didn't manage to promote when before Danny went nation. Because as soon as Danny went nation, I never got any of her points anymore, if that makes sense. But I just kept visualizing and feeling this, and I wasn't looking around. So right now, your front lawn is your grass, and you just water your grass, and you do not look around the neighborhood at anybody else's grass because it does not concern you. It's your lawn, it's your territory, it's your life. Okay, only you concentrate on you, and I did that. Okay, so. End of close, 31st of December, 2018, I was now number 14 out of 15. All right. That's it. Love you too, Caroline. So now we go to Maui. Now, I'd never earned the MVP challenge trip, and I never knew anyone personally that had. So what they do is they announce the winners in Maui on stage who earn the MVP challenge trip. They don't tell anybody. But because the system had gone down and nobody had known who it was, and it was taking so long to work out, because 7 knew, I'm sure it was 7. I've got to check this actually because I'm saying that. But there was altogether, let me just show you, because I've got the extra slip here. This is how many people, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So 7 women, all these people promoted in January 2019. So that means in December, they went nation. So there were 7 new nations, and I was at number 14 out of 15. Do you know what? So what? I kept thinking, feeling, I was at Eiffel Tower, Paul, and that feeling. And you know what? I'd used my last bit of perfume. I took it to Maui with me, and I sprayed the last perfume the morning that I was going to walk the stage, having earned the MVP challenge trip. And I didn't get to walk the stage, so the perfume had run out. But I didn't matter. I came back from Maui, and I kept feeling 400, 1,000 times a day. And then when it happened, don't forget, and then when it happened, guess what? We did it. I stayed at number 14 out of 15, even with 7 new nations promoting in December 2018. Now, Ian Pritchard didn't earn the MVP challenge trip. You know, Debbie Neal didn't earn the MVP challenge trip. Little me earned the MVP challenge trip, right? And Paul said, Fiona, we're going to be outclassed here. He's like, oh my God. You know, you're rubbing shoulders with Cecilia Stoll and Peyton and Sarah Dunning and all these like huge, like, you know, amazing. But you know what? It didn't matter. Because I wasn't scared about how big it was and how far away it was from me. My job was not to worry about anything, but to keep my vision on earning it, because I felt good all the time about already having received it. Magic, right? Or is it magic? I wrote something in my phone. I was in yoga the other day, and it just grabbed me. And this was it. Magic is a shift in perception. That is all it is. Magic is a shift in perception. So let me tell you how, and I just want to say before I move on, so then I received Tiffany jewelry in the post. Thank you, gorgeous, gorgeous Arbonne. And I'm like, I don't know what this is. So beautiful Tiffany, and it is this, not even knowing, which was a beautiful La Tour Eiffel. So this is the Eiffel Tower. Thank you. But more special than this Tiffany gift was my team's gifts, which was obviously, as green as our color, the green beret, you know. Bien sûr, bonjour tout le monde, ça va? And not only did that, the ooh la la. Now, I would say ooh la la a lot and joke, like with the little girl, it's actually Dr. Judy Smith's little daughter, Sophia. I would keep going, ooh la la, ooh la la. So this, I'm going to give this to her as a gift when I come back from Paris, because the universe has no such thing as coincidence, guys. It's all signs. So another thing that my amazing team gave me was the UK flag. Do you know what? I'm going to sit, I promise you, to here at a meal with everyone around me, and I'm going to wear this beret, and I'm going to tell the story about how my team told me how I had to remember it was Brice Rocher and not say Ferrero Rocher. I get it a little bit mixed up. Can you imagine how embarrassing is that going to be? Oh, mais bien sûr, oh, mais oui, oui, oui. And then it's not, Jean David, because I keep getting Jean-Paul Gaultier. That's Jean-Paul Gaultier. Thank you, Jennifer Cowie, who did all of this. This is Jean David. To remember it, Jack Daniels, JD. I think I'm going to remember that, right? So anyway, I love it. But let me just say, okay, so, right. Now, I did say that this has turned up, not just in my life in Arbonne, but serious things, guys, right? Okay, look. Okay, so both my girls have had to take their dad to court to get them to the school that I have known in my heart was better for them. And so when I first left their dad, so just, I've been married 16 years, and she already had, my eldest had applied for Stanford High School. She had done really well in the exams and got an entrance. And their dad said no. So I decided that she was right for the school. So we went through court. And so now I've got the judge deciding this. So the dad said he'd let go outside. But I said, but I said, no, because I knew he'd change his mind. I said, we need to go to court for this. So I have now got a judge making a decision on my daughter's future. Okay. And you know what? What did I do? I did everything in the physical world that I could do. So I went into the school and I went into this, they have a Stanford, like a school shop, and I bought all her uniform. I spent £500 on all her uniform. I bought all her name badges. I gave my friend sewed them all on for me. I hung them up all in her wardrobe, and I put her blazer at the top of the stairs where all of us could see her blazer when we went upstairs. We still had to wait. So that court took me, I think it was about 6 months or something to wait, right? So for the judge to make his decision. And even school had started, and we had to have an emergency appeal. And then the judge said, and I had a picture of my daughter and I stood outside Stanford High School with the Stanford High School there on my phone. And I made her put one on her phone. And every time we looked at her phone, we saw it. By the way, I have to change that. That was what's been on my phone for the last year. So I need to change that. You all saw that, right? That was the MVP Challenge trip. So, and I had it on my phone and she had it. And I said, Katie, do you believe you deserve to be in that school? Yes, mommy. Right. And I celebrated her going there. And I imagined I would drive on the way to her other school to take her. And I drive past that school and pretend I was dropping her off. So even though it hadn't yet happened, I manifested it. And I felt the feeling of complete happiness, of her going to that school. And guess what happened? You might think that, the judge, you're crazy. How would the judge go your way? Guess what? He chose that she should go to the school, and she went to the school. Now, I didn't do this once. I did this twice. I did this with my other daughter. So 4 years later, my other daughter goes to school. She doesn't want to go to the school. She wants to go to another school. Her dad said no. The same thing. We had to go to court. The same thing. I went and bought all her school uniform. I put it all in a wardrobe. I had the photo, Stanford Welland Academy. She had the photo. And I said, do you believe you're going to get in the school? Yes, mommy. So we did the same thing. And guess what happened? The judge said yes. And at the same time, they both decided they wanted to leave with me full time. At the time, it was 50%. So we went through all the custody and all that stuff. And you know what? I said to both girls, that they're getting smart too. Do you believe you can live with me? Yes. I said, right. So then we did things around the house, so I did certain things in the bedroom and I made it all more permanent, and we moved clothes so they had more clothes in the wardrobe, and we did everything in the physical world to show the universe we meant business. And what has to happen? The law of the universe, the law of attraction has to give to you what you want. Okay, let me tell you another story. Jennifer Cowie comes and sits in my office, okay? And I knew, I went into the house and I knew she's so nosy, right? She's so nosy. Anyway, and she looks on my vision board and there's not a picture of her with the white Mercedes. There's other people, but not Jennifer Cowie. To right, Jennifer Cowie. So next thing I know, the cheeky monkey, she gives me a picture. And she's like, Fiona, can you put this picture on my vision board? And not only does Jennifer Cowie jump on the bandwagon, I'm just going to take, my vision board is huge, by the way. So I don't know if you can see, it's all there in the corner. Yeah. So not only does she, I can take the picture of Jennifer because you've already done it. So actually, I should actually get this off the wall. Hold on a minute. I'm going to get this off the wall. So here we go. Where is she? Because I've just pulled her off. Hold on. There she is, Jennifer Cowie. So she goes on my vision board, and it was at Jay Broomfield's car presentation. Jennifer Cowie sat there, and I'm like, when are you going, Region? So now her picture's on my board, and she said, oh, like it was 2 months afterwards. I said, no, you're not. You're going Qual this month, aren't you? She went, yeah. I went, right, do it. And then this little cheeky monkey, where is she? This one here, who's this lady? Jumps in on that too. Well, Fiona, you haven't got me going, all right, give me your picture. So she's up there, and she did. And after that picture, 2 months later, she went nation. And this is my daughter in her school uniform. There is obviously Maldives, my honeymoon. where's Jamaica? Jamaica's here somewhere. There's a Jamaican flag. There's aloha for going to Maui. What else have I got? I've got me walking the stage. And actually, me walking the stage, which is so funny because I had me walking the stage, like it all worked out that I kind of ended up talking as well in GTC and AAC. There was last year Jamaica, so I need to update this vision board. There's my wedding dress, that will happen. These are some people in our team. So some people in our team, guess who's the last RVP who's just gone? Yeah. There's lots here. There is lots and lots and lots here. My Graceland, my African mission there. Okay, so I need to update that big time because I've got people at the side here who've given me their picture. I've got Donna, Rachel, somebody called this lady here with this. Yeah? Okay, you can all get on my bloody vision board. But listen, okay, what time is it? I need to wrap up, I'm sure I do. Yeah, okay, look, guys, okay. This is really important to you all, right? So if I was to you go to the University you're in the University of Life and you go to the universe every single day, okay, you're asking. You want to create something, you need to manifest it, and you need to be in that feeling state and hold it like it's already happened. So the biggest thing is people that say money. So you want more money? You don't worry about the money you don't have, because if you're worrying about getting out of debt, the universe doesn't hear, I told you the words, and it won't hear get out of debt. It will hear debt. It'll hear the first and the last, I and debt, okay? So instead of worrying, what you need to do is imagine you've already received the money you need, and that feeling, how does it feel now to be debt-free? Now there you go. Oh my God, how does it feel? It feels ease, it feels joyful, it feels calm, it feels, that's the feeling state you create, even though the money hasn't come. But when you hold that state of feeling that it already has come, the universe will bring it to you, and it won't take that long. So you go to the cash, the universe every day with a check. So everybody here, let's say on this call right now, if you're a district manager, you want to be an area manager. So you've written your check, area manager. So it says to the hold on, let me just get my check down here. 2 ticks. Okay. God, my office is such a mess. Anyway, so to the order of, put your name, right? And then you've got what you want. So let's say where the money is, you're putting promote to area manager. You've got the date at the top, like a check, like a normal check, right? Because you always have a date, yeah? So the date that you said you're going to promote to area manager, right? Okay, so you've got your name, you've got what you want to achieve, you know the date. Okay, you're ready. Got my check. Woo! All right, now I'm going to go to the universe of life. I'm going to bank my check. All right, because remember, nothing happens from the outside until it happens on the inside. Nothing was created by man until somebody thought about it first, and then it happened. Okay, so now you go to the cashier and you go, hey universe, I would like to cash my check. So the universe goes, oh, okay, so you want to promote to area manager by this date? Yeah, that's me. All right. Okay, so you're like, here we go. So can you give it to me? And the universe is like, whoa, wait, you need to sign your check. And you're like, oh, I tell you what, I can't, I'm a little bit unsure that I can do this. So can you just give it to me first and then I'll sign my check? Because you know what, I don't think I can believe until it's truly happened. So I need you to give it to me and then I'll sign it. Like I need those people to come, or I need to do the QV. If I don't see the QV in my web stats, then you know what, I don't believe I'm going to do it. Jennifer Cowie was stuck in this for ages because she wasn't hitting 20,000 mid-month going towards region qual. She never even thought it was possible. But we know what happens in the last day, like 58,000, Danny Wells, 59,000. Yeah, I was 57,000 in the last day of going nation. So BS that stuff. but you're looking at other people, the world on the outside, and you're looking, well, I've never done this before, or, oh my God, like that's so much, how am I going to do that? Where am I going to find the people? Well, if only my team would step up the pace. Like, I need 4 people, district managers, and then I can do area No, it will never happen on the outside. So the universe says, sign your check. If you don't sign your check and change your vibration state, you will never get what you want. You have to have faith. And that seeing is believing in the unseen, but not in this stuff. Because if you never truly make it happen and feed it inside, you will never have it on the outside, because you're too distracted by stuff that isn't serving you well. Right? So what you do is you go, okay, I'll sign the check. Oh my God. And anyone who's promoted to region, if you've promoted to any level in this call, you know how freaking scary that is, okay? How scary is that? It's like, but I've never done it before, and I don't know if I can do it. Okay, but I want it so much. Like, there is nobody can stop me except me. And I promise you, I deserve it, to my family and to myself, and to show other people they too can have it. I am going to do this. Whatever your reason is, sign that bloody check, give it, and there you go. And you stay true. Once that decision is made, then you never change it, and you go. And I tell you what, just keep believing. I'm feeling good about it. And next thing, something happens, and you feel, oh, and then something happens, and then something happens, and it's just like incredible. It's magic. You know what? And you'll do things you've never done before, and you'll look back and you think, how did I do that? How did I do that? You're not meant to know. That's not your job. Your job is to keep true to who you are and what you want to achieve. The universe will give you everything you ask for, as long as you never, ever, ever falter. Iridescent light, what do? When you focus light, it becomes a laser beam and it cuts through steel. So, I'm earning the MVP Challenge Trip 2019, going back home to South Africa. I watch it every goddamn night. I've got Paul watching it for us in Africa. I'm like, can you feel it? Can you feel the hot sun? Can you hear the elephants roaring? I mean, the lions roaring, the blah, blah, blah. You better do. And he's like, yes, Fiona, and all that, so I'm like, woo! I went to visit Lisa, our PA, with Danny, and her dog brings a toy giraffe. I'm like, oh, it's the first animal that MVP Challenge Trip. It's a sign. Oh, it's a sign. Now, you may think I'm absolutely bloody crazy, but who cares? Who cares? I get car parking spaces like that. Money comes to me like that. People come to me like that. Because I believe. And I show up in the world how I want to be. And nobody out there can ever change that. I'm not looking at anyone's grasses. I'm not interested in your grass. It's my grass. All right. So I think we're good. Thank you so much. I'm a little bit over, but I hope you've enjoyed it, and I hope that you understand a little bit more about the law of attraction. You too can put that into your life and go get those things that you deserve for you and your family. I love you all so much, and I'm working with the law for all of you all the time, guys. Okay, you do know that, all of you. I'm going out there and I'm asking for help all the time from the universe to help all of you get what you truly deserve. So I love you all. Thank you so much for your lovely messages. Mwah. But I'll stay on if people want to chat, I guess, but I'll come off this if that makes sense. All right, bye bye.